My doctoral research will look at the use of advanced geovisualizations in facilitating effective coastal management. In order to do this research, it is important to have an understanding of what effective coastal management is. This is commonly understood to be integrated coastal management. Integrated coastal management aims to address the complex and dynamic nature of coastal spaces, understanding that they consist of two dramatically different environments, the terrestrial and the marine, and understanding that the relationship between the geographies and ecosystems of these environments creates a continuum between inland and subsurface spaces. In addition, integrated coastal management integrates the natural and social sciences by recognizing that coasts have many different user groups, and thus are associated with a whole variety of different cultural, social, political, and economic values. Addressing this sort of complexity is not an easy challenge and requires innovative and sophisticated tools. Which brings me to my next theme of research, geovisualizations. Previous research has found that sophisticated three-dimensional immersive geovisualizations can serve as incredibly powerful tools for collaborative land management and natural resource planning. However, most of this research has been done in the terrestrial context. In terms of representations of the marine environments have long been depicted through conventional maps as blank, empty spaces, graphically speaking serving as the negative space for terrestrial environments and therefore just being in reference to terrestrial environments. More recent depictions of the marine environment have started showing a bit of bathymetry, but quite often this is in the 2.5-dimensional relief format. To accurately capture and convey the marine environment, you need fully 3-dimensional geovisualizations that can accommodate for depth. Some marine resource management has used 3-dimensional geovisualizations, but often these are in the sandbox format, meaning they don't capture anything in the water column, the surface, or the relationship between the marine and terrestrial. The challenge then is how to capture the terrestrial environment and the continuum from the terrestrial environment to the sea, as well as the water column and the surface of the ocean, and convey this in a meaningful way that will allow for effective, inclusive, and collaborative coastal management strategies. What we're describing here is a comprehensive depiction of coastal environments. This geovisualization will need to be interactive so people can navigate through it and see all the different aspects of the coast. Thus, this geovisualization will be an immersive virtual environment, which means it will convey more than just spatial information. It will also convey information on place and speak to people's sense of place. Place is the subjective interpretation of a locality, and sense of place can refer to the meanings, values, and attitudes one ascribes to that locality. Immersive, realistic geovisualizations speak to people's sense of place because essentially you're presenting them with a recognizable environment that they can interact with and alter through scenarios. In terms of the coastal environment, many people's conception of the coast as a place relates to the seascape view, which is the scenic view from the terrestrial standpoint out to the horizon that visually captures terrestrial aspects and the ocean surface. In contrast, the marine environment is not often related to as part of coastal places because for many people it is an alien place with very strange and unfamiliar elements. This is a simplified version of people's conceptions of coastal places. The story gets much more complex when considering that coastal environments have many different user groups, and the different values and interests of these user groups will craft and texture sense of place in different ways, leading to different perceptions and understandings of the coast. To summarize, this research aims to contribute to coastal management and thus requires an understanding of integrated coastal management. It will do this through exploring the use of advanced geovisualizations in coastal management strategies and considering that these realistic immersive geovisualizations communicate place-based information. Understanding of coasts as a place and people's sense of place is also necessary for this research.